Hello. Real quick video on my damaging items, or my damage and health restoration in my game. And here we go in game. Let's see. Okay, so what do I have that works? Oh, my favorite thing in the world, Swirling Death Goo. I've got almost kind of working. Check it out. There's my Swirling Death Goo. It wasn't tiling correctly, so that's why I only have one Swirling Death Goo right now. It just looked like a lot of squares of tiling Death Goo, but I just need to work on the shader, or there was something strange about it. But anyway, you jump in and, well, you die, and it says Swirling Death Goo is gonna get you, and then you respawn. And then there's the other thing, my in-class. And I want to have that all be Swirling Death Goo, and it needs to be walled off right there. Swirling Death Goo. It's wonderful. Maybe it doesn't have to look as gaudy as I made it look just now. But so, and then here we go, watch for falling blocks, and then she actually gets damaged by it, although she still needs to react. And then I have my heart that gives life back. Go up the stairs. Oh no, don't go that way. Here's my heart. Woo! That makes a little noise. And then I was working on one other thing, which I unfortunately haven't implemented yet in the game. But I'll try to show you this right quick and make sure it's up. Are we seeing this? Okay, we got Houdini up now. So this is in Houdini, and I actually made this asset for another game that I was doing. I actually made that crystal asset for another game I was doing too. I'm recycling assets. But, you know, like you do. So, well, let me switch this over to... Okay, here's the crystal. And so what I have is a varanoi fracture thing in Houdini, and what I did in Unity was I took the actual setup, and I had it ready to go in Unity when my crystal got ready to be broken, and I just swapped the other geometry out, and with this geometry, and then I just let the game engine take care of the physics. So then it crumbled. This is just a little exploded view thing, so you can see where the fractures are. And just to show, this is like, you can have some control over it, like, or you can put any object here. So here we are. This, instead of a varanoi fracture, I have just a bounding box fracture. It's just basically a bounding box and a certain number of, like, made out of a certain number of polygons that you could control if you wanted to. I mean, it's kind of it's not a very interesting fracture, but it looks kind of interesting because the actual input geometry is in like an interesting shape, I think. I don't know what you would use that for, but it's something. And then yeah, and then just to show, you can swap out the geometry really easily. So here's now the input. Well, now we got fracturing a box with a box. That's really nice. So let me turn it back to the varanoi fracture. And it needs to have a little bit more, like, whatever. But I was thinking, let me just squish that down a little bit and turn that grid off. Like, okay, so here we go. I think we were talking about this in class, maybe for a second, of having like a walkway that crumbles as you go. So I was actually even I was watching a presentation on this today, on them using Houdini with Unreal for Gears of War. They weren't using... I'm rambling now a little bit, but anyway, so I want to get to the point, and the point is that you could have little walkways that are pre-fractured like this, and then you could either render out the dynamics in Houdini and move those over to the Unreal Engine, but I I think the easiest way is just to let Unreal Engine handle them in real time. It's basically, you got to trade your trade-off of like performance. It's going to be a little bit lower performance, obviously, to let Unreal Engine do that. Do the physics on it. But on the other hand, you're going to have more control over how it fractures and playing with it in the thing. Or you could bake it all out in Houdini and then move the actual animation over. But then it's just like kind of a static animation. Although even the static animation can still, like the flying pieces can interact with people as it hits. So it's not completely static. But anyway, so that's my other thing. And this is really simple. I mean, it's basically a ready-to-go asset. I just didn't get a chance to move it over to the thing and like find an appropriate place to put it in the level. So I was thinking that I could have a bridge that, you know, spreads across. I could even just right quickly, I could duplicate this right quick and show you. And it would be like a duplicate. I hope this isn't going too long. I'm sure going too long. How big is that? Well, 1 by 2. So then, you know, we have a walkway there, whatever, however long. And they're all fracturing the same way. That's kind of not the best, but you know, you get the picture. You could edit it however you like to. Yeah, so, and then you wouldn't bring it in with this exploded view. That's just for visualization. So you bring it in, you know, just like this. And they were even showing in the video that I was watching of how to, well, they didn't really show how to. They were just like hand waving. We did this. It wasn't a video. It was like a live webinar actually. But in Gears of War, they had the little edges, kind of like extra geometry and UVs already like procedurally placed along. So you got the nice little, like, more complex pieces breaking off instead of just, you know, these are kind of not very realistic, really, how straight the lines are. But anyway, okay, so I think that's it for my video. Apologize, that went a little bit long. But, okay, bye-bye.